guys, it's Kat, and I know y'all been on the drama kick lately, so I wanted to get away from like drama, but like I felt like doing a story time because I love doing my story times. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do kind of a drama story time. Let's do a tea time story time. As y'all know, or at least y'all who have been following me for a while, I've had the worst fucking time with friendships and besties and shit like that. I swear I have so many ex-best friend stories, and like they're all different fucking people. I'm just like, man, I should just stop getting close with people. There was one friend I had in particular that was probably my ultimate best friend, to be quite frank. Like, this is actually really sad and fucked up. Like, I actually had met her in kindergarten. Like I have pictures of us in kindergarten where we met and we'd stayed friends. Like, I mean, there's like a little time periods where we kind of get to talk for a little bit because I had moved around a lot when I was younger, but this person had been someone I was friends with since a very young age. And this was someone I considered a sister. This is one of those you can't trust no bitch type of stories. The point being is that we were very, very close and we knew each other for a very long time. We had some bumps in the road, like every friendship. When we were younger, like in our teens, we had some bumps. As time went on, we stayed friends though. We always stuck through it. We always went through shit together. Like, we went through some shit together. You know, she was a very prominent friend in my life during the time of my dad passing. And no, this isn't Leslie. Like, I've talked about Leslie before. Y'all who follow me know what happened with her and those story times and why they're not on here anymore. But this is not Leslie. This is a completely different friend. Though I did know Leslie for a very long time too. In fact, this friend and Leslie did not get along, but Leslie didn't really get along with anybody. What I was saying is that we were very close. Like, she was my best friend, my sister. Like, we were so tight. Well, at least I thought we were tight. When anyone asked me who my best friend was, like, this person was who I would say. Always. Even during the times where we didn't have, like, we weren't getting to talk to each other very much, I would still say that was my best friend. Because she meant so fucking much to me. And, like, when all of this came to light, like, I literally felt like I got stabbed in my fucking heart. No, I'm not being fucking dramatic. Fuck you. So I thought, we were all cool. We were Gucci. Kind of separate, do our own things, come back together, separate, do our own things. Like, there's a couple times of that happening, and we had ended up being in a couple clubs together. That's how we ended up reconnecting again. They were brought in to our little, like, friend group that I had at the time, which, fun fact, that friend group is completely dispersed, which people blame me for. But that's a whole different fucking story. It was like a friend group of like 11 people, I think, and they were a part of it, and we're all, hanging out, having fun, doing all this shit, and I thought, I thought we were all okay. Like, I thought everything was cool. I thought everything was fine. Until one day, I had noticed that, her behavior was a little odd. Like she seemed different. I noticed her and her dude. But for the story, we'll call her Melissa. I noticed that Melissa seemed a little bit different, but I was like, whatever, it's whatevs. I didn't pay too much mind to it. It was something that I noted. One day, we'll call them Elizabeth and John. Two people in the friend group. Elizabeth and John and I were hanging out, and we went out to eat, and some weird stuff had happened. I don't remember like what was going on, but I noticed something off. Like, dude, like, what the heck's going on? Like, I just noticed something's really weird, and like, I don't even remember what I was talking about, but I just was saying that I noticed that something was off. That was when Elizabeth, she looked at John. He told her don't. She ignored him, and she told me that Melissa was talking mad shit. And I don't mean like, oh, she's such a fucking bitch or whatever. No, I mean like, she was telling everybody and anybody who was willing to listen what a fucking whore I was. And what a bad person I was. And that I was fucking like this and that or whatever. And I remember being like so shocked. Like I sat there and I was looking at Elizabeth and I'm just like, what? And she said, yeah. She goes, she has been talking shit about you for a very, very long time. And I was just like, oh, like I remember being in shock, and I remember wanting, I didn't cry, but I remember wanting to cry. I was just like, what do you mean? And for example, a couple days before, one of the people in our friend group gave me a ride to work. And then he went and picked up Elizabeth and Melissa. Melissa got mad at him for giving me a ride and goes, I'm surprised you didn't get an STD from sitting in the car with her. Okay. You wanna fucking play that game? Like, okay. Alright. I see you. I felt betrayed. I felt horrible. Like, I was just like, wow. Holy fuck. Like, I had never got that sense from her, ever. We've been friends for a very long time. I never felt anything like that towards her. It was just that recently that things were fucking weird. And I guess that's what it was. Because I was feeling like some people in these clubs were being kind of odd towards me. Like, they had kind of a weird, like, you could just tell. You know, there's this way you can just tell that someone's like either uncomfortable or something like that, and like I just kept getting weird vibes from people. I'm like, what is up? Like, I feel this weird vibe from people. The friend group, they actually used to do, if you guys watch David's vlogs, you know how they always do those jokes at Corinna? Like, that was me in the group. Before, it was just like, oh, they were jokes. There was a point where I remember it was starting to bother me because it was just like, it was just too much, you know? Too much of everybody at once doing that. And I did notice that people were doing it more and more. And I noticed that, like things were just weird with some people. After they told me that, I told them, I was like, you know what? Like, we're done with those jokes. Like, even though I know they were joking, because I told them, I'm like, you know what, I was getting overwhelmed with that shit anyways. Like, I was going to bring it up no matter what. Like, but now this is happening. It isn't just a joke for some people in the group, apparently. I want that shit to stop. I don't want to fucking hear that shit. And you know, Melissa was one of the ones that did those jokes the most at me. I know sometimes I say that when friends make jokes at you, that's how they actually feel towards you. I never thought that shit was true, but clearly for Melissa, that's how she felt. And I just was like, wow, okay, so this has been going on since I was back, like, since me and her had reconnected. I'm told that, like, she said this to literally anybody who even remotely knew who I was. Like, this is the shit that she would be spouting, that I was a whore and a man stealer, and, like, mind blown, because it's just like, that's not the person I fucking know. Like, that's not the person I know. What the fuck are you talking about? It's like, part of me was denying it, part of me was like, no, it's not true, it was a misunderstanding. But then I started, you know, seeing the shit, and like, it started clicking. Certain things that were said, certain things that were happening, it clicked. And it wasn't just Elizabeth and John. Other people in the friend group came forward and said, yeah, this is the stuff they've been saying to me. And they tell me all the horrible shit that they said to them about me. And I was just like, oh, well, that's a lot to process. And it was really not nice shit. Like, this was some really, really, like, it wasn't talking shit. Like, this was some spiteful ass fucking shit. And I'm like, what the fuck did I do to you to get this sort of treatment from you? Like, I was sitting there racking my brain. Like, I sat there and I thought, and only one thing popped in my head. There was nothing that had recently happened that I knew of, at least. Like, maybe I said something and it rubbed her the wrong way, so she decided that I, you know, was enemy number one. There's only one thing that popped in my head, and it was something that happened when we were fucking 15 years old. At this point of finding out that she was talking shit like this, we were 21. Going on 22. So I was just like, that can't be it. Like, and it was something that we had gotten resolved. It was some bullshit that happened. I don't want to get into it, but I made a very bad mistake, and it was fucked up on my part. I remember I ended up talking to Elizabeth and John about it, because I was just like, the only thing that I can, like, rack my brain around is this incident that happened when we were fucking 15 years old, and it was something that we had ended up getting resolved, and she, like, forgave me for. Maybe not. Maybe she didn't forgive me, even though she sat there and said that she did. So then I'm like, oh my god, now, has our friendship been a lie all these years? Like, I sat there, I'm like, did she start talking shit about me from that point on? So has she been a friend of me, basically, since we were 15? Like, I was sitting there, like, my whole world was just fucking shattered. Because I'm like, I went through so much with this chick, and, like, I could not believe that this was happening. But, you know, everyone came forward, and, you know, I actually caught her saying some shit a couple times. And I was just like, really, dude? Like, really? I ended up isolating myself for a couple of days. And I literally just sat in my room and I fucking cried. It was weird. It was like, I felt like I was mourning something, because I was like, okay, this person is not my friend, and it really sucked. I kept trying to be a friend for them. I finally eventually figured out, I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter how nice I am. I could sit there and serve them hand and foot. She was still gonna talk shit. She was still gonna cause problems. And she was still gonna tell everybody that I was a piece of shit. I don't see a point in, like, being rude to people. I don't see a point in revenge. It was just one of those things, like, I just respectfully dissolved into the background. As far as I know, to this day, she's still talking shit about me. Like, if I get brought up, she'll say whatever about me. I quit the clubs that we were a part of. I don't hang out with the people that she hangs out with. The very last that I heard, they were still fucking talking shit. And, like, there was a couple times where they said shit about me in front of my boyfriend. Like, well, ex-boyfriend now. I'm like, how dumb are you? Like, obviously they want me to know I'm talking shit. Because I think what they were trying to do was they were trying to aggravate me, and they were trying to get me to start shit. And I never would. I just... Like, if someone came to me and asked me about something, I would say, nope, not true, didn't happen, okay, whatever. Like, I don't know why they're saying that. I just fucking ignore them. Like, I would just very respectfully say whatever, because I would try not to say nothing back. Didn't want to sit there and be like, oh yeah, they're a fucking bitch, and then have them, that said to them, and just add fuel to the fire, you know what I'm fucking talking about? I didn't want to do that shit. It's high school. That's very, very fucking high school shit, and that's what it reminded me of. Like, all this behavior, it reminded me very much of high school, and it sucked because I was sitting there, I'm like, man, was this whole friendship fucking... No one ever said anything to me in high school. None of our friends said anything about her and her dude acting like that, because they were together in high school too. They were good people. It blows my mind that, you know, you could go through all these things and you could be so close, and then just like that, have them fucking turn on you. Like I said, I don't know if I did something. As far as I know, I didn't do nothing, and I'm a very self-aware person. I've said this before. I'm painfully self-aware, actually. Like, I'm so aware of my fucking actions and what I say that, like, I pick at everything. Like, I pick at everything I say. I'm like, oh my gosh, you shouldn't have said that. Why would you say that? You're so stupid. Like, you know, like, I pick at everything, and I'm like, oh my god, you probably accidentally hurt their feelings, or, like, now they're mad at you, or, you know, I do that shit to myself. Because I used to not be very aware of things. Like, I was a very different person when I was younger. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know why she became so bitter and angry. And it's also not just me. I guess she's a lot more aggressive when it comes to me, though. With other people, however, she does pick at them. She'd be like, oh my gosh, I don't like when they do this. I don't want to go, blah, blah, blah. Like, she fucking complains all the goddamn time. Like, this is like a different fucking person. Just a very, very bitter person now. Or at least the last I heard, you know, that maybe they got an attitude adjustment now. I don't know. I don't fucking associate with them. I don't plan to fucking associate with them. I'm fucking done. Like, when I told my family, oh my god, my family was so, like, everyone's jaw hit the ground, because she was the one fucking person that I could rely on. And they, you know, cause she was over, like, she was a part of the family at one point, you know? Everyone was shocked. That was, like, a huge, did not see that fucking coming type of shit. Just, you know, a lesson to be learned, like, you can't trust no bitch. There was a point where she did used to watch my videos. I don't know if she still watches my videos or not, but I guess if you're watching this, hi bitch! What's up? How's it hanging? I'm a fucking asshole. But on like a serious note, when I tell you guys these stories of people like fucking backstabbing me or some shit blowing the fuck up, by the time I'm telling you guys, like unless it just happens and I decide to do a rant video as it happens, I usually don't have any hard feelings towards anybody. I have no desires for revenge or nothing. It's just, you know, I have these experiences and I tend to tell you guys mainly for entertainment purposes or to teach some sort of lesson. And the lesson in this story is trust no bitch. There was one person on planet Earth that I thought I could trust with like everything besides obviously my family. It was fucking Melissa. Like, about to get super cliche, but I do believe that everything happens for a reason, and I do believe that some people are brought into your life to teach you a lesson, even if sometimes that lesson is very painful. Sorry that was kind of a sad ending. I do hope you guys enjoyed my fucked up story time. You know what you guys want to see for the next videos. Make sure to follow me on Twitter because I keep polls on there to let you guys choose what goes up for the next video. Bye, my little rainbows. Mwah. This lipstick, every time I get it in my freaking teeth.